morning students, and welcome you all to the chemistry class. In last class we have learned till mixtures and compounds. Example for compound, sodium chloride. It is the combination of two or more elements. Sodium is an element, chlorine is an element. It combines to form sodium chloride, and it is represented by chemical formula, and we have learned the properties of compounds and mixtures. What are mixtures? Mixtures means two or more pure substances mixed physically. For example, rice and stones. We have stones in the rice. That is an example for mixture. Then sugar or salt in water. That's a mixture. So when we add two or more substances, pure substances physically, when we mix it, it is called mixture. We have learned two types of mixture, that is homogeneous mixture and heterogeneous mixture. Homogeneous mixture is invisible and the distribution is uniform. For example, sugar in water. When we dissolve sugar in water, it dissolves uniformly throughout the solution. In this we have learned about solution. What is a solute and solvent? When you take a cup of water and add sugar in it, sugar is a solute and the substance which dissolves that solute is called solvent. So water is the solvent. Next is heterogeneous mixture. Heterogeneous mixture means it is visible and the availability of the substance in that mixture is non-uniform. For example, you take a chalk piece, break it into small powder, then you mix it in the water. When you mix this, we can see the chalk powder in the water, and when you keep it for some time, it will settle down. In this we have learned about suspension. What is suspension? The particle which is suspended in the liquid, that is in this solvent, is called suspension. So, did you understand? Are you all clear about last class? Today, in today's class, we are going to learn separation techniques. How we can separate each element or compound from mixture. In separation methods, we are going to learn about how we can separate the compounds from a mixture. From the mixture, we can separate the different compounds using the separation methods. For what the separation methods are used? To remove impurities. To remove impurities, example, we have rice and we have stones in the rice. Before cooking, we will remove that stones, right? It is removing impurities. Next, to obtain useful components. How we can obtain useful components? For example, we are getting salt from seawater. We have to remove the seawater to get the salt. To get the salt, we are removing the seawater, and useful component salt is obtained. This is obtained by using separation methods. Next one is to obtain pure sample. How we can obtain pure sample? Consider gold. Naturally, the gold is not obtained or not derived as pure gold. It is an alloy of something. From that alloy, we have to extract this gold. This can be done using the separation methods. Next is some examples for separation. Generally we use hand picking. Stones in the rice, we can pick it using our hands. Then sieving. Sieving we know, right? We will have the rice in one material like this. We will do like this and sieve it. Then the next one is fractional distillation. Fractional distillation is a method to separate the mixtures. The separation techniques we are going to learn in three types. Okay, how we can separate solid-solid. Consider a solid-solid mixture and how we can separate both solids. Then separating solid-liquid. A mixture containing a solid and liquid, how we can separate this both. And separating liquid-liquid. Mixture containing both liquids. Two liquids, how we can separate this two liquid from liquid. So in today's class we are going to learn about separating solid solid. The methods, some of the methods are used for separating solid solid. The first method is sublimation. We are going to learn about sublimation. What is sublimation? Sublimation is if some materials like naphthalene, ammonium chloride, these are two examples. These are sublime substances. That is, sublime substances means when we heat these materials, it directly turns into gas. When we heat naphthalene or when we apply temperature to naphthalene, it will turn into gas. It will not turn into liquid, it will turn directly to gas. These are called sublime substances. This can be separated using sublimation. We can see the example sublimation of ammonium chloride now. When we consider the sublimation of ammonium chloride, how we can separate, how it is applied in separation. Take a china dish and we have to take ammonium chloride and sand mixture. We have to separate this ammonium chloride and sand now. Okay. In the china dish we have to take sand and ammonium chloride mixture. As ammonium chloride is sublime, when you apply heat or when you heat it using Bunsen burner, we have to close the ammonium chloride and sand mixture by a funnel, and cotton plug is used to cover the mouth of the funnel. Then we have to heat it using burner. When we heat it, as ammonium chloride is sublime, the vapors are going out. Did you see? Ammonium chloride vapors are moving out, and the salt, as it is not sublime one, it will settle in the china dish. So we have separated ammonium chloride and the sand. Sand we will get it in the china dish, and ammonium chloride vapors will evaporate, and again we can get this ammonium chloride in the neck of the funnel. Did you see? Ammonium chloride solidified. By applying some cooling to that vapors that is evaporating from the ammonium chloride and sand mixture, that is ammonium chloride, we can obtain it back by cooling. Now ammonium chloride is separated from this sand. Did you understand how sublimation helps in separation of solid mixtures? Next solid to solid separation technique is dissolving. How dissolving works? For example, consider you have salt in one beaker, then you have sand in one beaker. How we can separate? Now you pour it in same dish. You are having the sand and salt mixture in same bowl. How we can separate the salt from sand? Using this dissolving technique. How we can separate? Do you know how we can separate? We have to take water and we have to put this mixture inside this water. What happens when you put salt and sand in water? What will happen? Yeah, the salt will dissolve in the water and sand will settle down so that we can easily separate the sand. This method is possible only when two solids we have to separate, means we have to take two solids as I have taken here. Salt, sand. From this, one should be soluble in nature and another one should be insoluble. Here, this salt is soluble in water and this sand is insoluble in water. So, using dissolving, we can separate only when one solid is soluble in nature and another one is insoluble. Did you understand how solid mixture can be separated using sublimation and dissolving? Shall we move on to the next one? Separating solid liquid. Yeah. In separating solid liquid mixture also we are going to learn 4 methods. The 4 methods are by evaporation, distillation, third one is crystallization, and the last one is centrifugation. In evaporation, what is evaporation? First method to separate solid and liquid is evaporation. What is evaporation? Changing liquid state to gaseous state by heating is called evaporation. How evaporation is useful in separating mixture? Example, you consider water and sugar, that is sugar solution. We have to take water, put sugar in that solution, we have to stir it. That solution, can we get that sugar back? Sugar is dissolved and can we get that sugar? Yeah, we can. How it is possible? That can be done by evaporation. What we have to do is, we have to take this solution, sugar solution, and we have to heat. When we heat, the water vapors or the liquid present in the solution will evaporate. We have to heat until all the water, that is all the liquid in that mixture is evaporated. When all the liquid from the mixture got evaporated, the sugar will settle down in the vessel in which we heat this mixture. Did you understand how evaporation is employed in separating solid liquid mixture? We have to take the mixture and we have to heat until all the liquid present in the mixture evaporates. After that, the solid will settle down in the vessel. Do you understand? Next one is distillation. What is distillation? It is same like evaporation, but there is a difference between this evaporation and distillation. The evaporation, when we apply heat, the liquid evaporates and move to the atmosphere. That liquid we cannot get it back. We are not getting, right? We are separating the liquid from solid and we are not getting the liquid back. It is getting evaporated. But in distillation, we can collect this liquid evaporated. How we can? This is also separating solid liquid mixture. In this method, we can get the liquid back using condensation. How we can perform this distillation? We can see the example. Take a round bottom flask. This is round bottom flask. In this round bottom flask, we have to take the mixture. Mixture means that may be sugar solution. Same sugar solution we can take. The mixture should be taken in this round bottom flask. Why it is called round bottom flask? Its bottom is round, right? So, you have to take in this round bottom flask. Then, we have to heat the solution. We have to heat the solution using burner. In the top, we have to attach a condenser and it is connected to a conical flask. Did you understand the setup? This is burner, round bottom flask. Here we have kept a temperature just to note the temperature of the liquid inside. Then a condenser, then round bottom flask. Here we have to, when we heat this mixture in this round bottom flask, the vapors will evaporate. In evaporation, what happens? The liquid vapors evaporated and went to the atmosphere. Here what we are doing is, we are collecting this vapors through this tube. When the vapors go like this and it cannot go out because it is closed. It will come like this and it will pass this condenser. When it passes through this condenser, what is the functioning of this condenser? It will cool down. It will apply some coolness to the material passing through it. The vapors will pass through it. When this condenser apply some cooling, again these vapors will change into liquid drops and collected in this conical flask. Now how it is applied in separation, can you understand? Here we have taken the mixture, both sugar and water. The solution is taken. When we heat, as like in evaporation, it will evaporate. We will collect the vapors through this tube, and when it passes through this condenser section, it will condense the water vapors and the drops will be collected in this conical flask. Did you understand? Why we are using this round bottom flask? This has a future. That is, when we heat this round bottom flask, after all the liquid is evaporated, only the flask will be there and the sugar will be there. Even when you heat this flask without liquid, it will not break or nothing will happen to this round bottom flask. So that we are using this round bottom flask for this experiment. This is also called as distillation flask. This is used for distillation, so it is also called as distillation flask. Did you understand how separation is done using this experiment, that is distillation? Now what is distillation? Distillation is a method of separating liquid from solid. In distillation, we can get this liquid collected back. In evaporation, we will not get the liquid evaporated. In distillation, we can get this liquid. Did you understand? Next is crystallization. Crystallization can be explained with an example. Think you are having a sugar or salt solution. From this, you have to get back the crystal. What is the crystal? Sugar crystals. How we can get? We have to take the solution and we have to perform slow heating. That is, we have to apply a small amount of heat to this. Then when this solution becomes supersaturated, at that condition the crystals will started forming. Small crystals will started forming, and as we heat further, the crystals will increase its size and we can easily separate these crystals and the remaining liquids. Did you understand what is crystallization? The next one is centrifugation. Centrifugation means consider a pencil. You are tying this pencil with a thread and rotating like this. What will happen? This pencil will try to move off from your hand. It won't come near to your hand. While you are rotating, it will move away from your hand, right? So, the force, while you rotate this pencil, we experience a force. That is called centrifugal force. How this centrifugal force can be applied for this separation? We have to take a test tube, and there we have to keep the solution to be at a solid liquid mixture to be separated. Then we have to keep this tube in the centrifuge. That's an apparatus. This is the centrifuge. Now you have to rotate the centrifuge. As you rotate, this solid particles will settle here like this. Did you understand what is centrifugation? So using this technique, the solids can be easily separated from liquids. So in today's class, we have learned about separation techniques. Two separation techniques we have learned: solid-solid separation and solid-liquid separation. Under solid-solid separation, we have learned about sublimation of ammonium chloride and sand. One more, dissolving. Next, under this one, separation of solid-liquid mixture, we have learned 4 methods, that is evaporation, distillation, crystallization and centrifugation. I hope you are all understood the separation techniques. So in next class what we are going to learn is the third type. Today we have learned solid-solid separation and solid-liquid separation. In the next class we will learn about liquid-liquid separation. Okay? Bye. Thank you.